Okay, I think it's working. Okay, it's working. So, here's what's gonna happen. Now we're doing Dragon Ball. So I'm actually start. I had a character running, but I had been wanting to restart it for a while because of. Um, I should warn you that it kind of flashes, so you may see that. Um, but yeah, like so, my Stellaris playthrough, the Fallen Empire, everything was running completely fine, and then the Fallen Empire woke up, and then all of a sudden, everything went to shit. And it's not even the galaxy like that. I was fine with it. It was more the fact that like I couldn't do anything. You click a button, and like it doesn't play. Like it's 30 seconds playing fine, and then 30 seconds, a minute and a half of loading the next 30 seconds. It was ridiculous. So if and when I go back to Stellaris, and I might, I mean, I was enjoying it, but I would so much prefer to have Sins of a Solar Empire 2 before that. Um, but if and when I go back to it, I definitely need to turn off the Fallen Empires just to keep that from happening again. So, Dragon Age Inquisition. Um, like I said, I have an active character, but I figured it would actually be weird for me to start with an active character going on already. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and just roll a new one. I haven't beaten, and one of my goals was to actually beat it before before I got super distracted by the space games again. I really wanted to beat it before Mass Effect Andromeda comes out. But then I got super distracted by the space games because I got stressed out. Anyway, on with the show. So, I'm not really looking for, let me see, difficulty. I hate friendly fire. I don't, I like doing, I like doing Mass Effect. I played Mass Effect on Insanity. Even Mass Effect 1, which is fucking brutally painful just because combat is just crap when you first start. Let's go ahead and just do hard. I'm probably going to die a bunch, but we'll do hard anyway. Enslaved long ago by humans, most elves still live as second-class citizens within human cities. Elves who reject this life are known as the Dalish, nomadic wanderers who strive to keep the ancient elven religion and traditions alive. You grew up in the wilderness, a member of the Lavalin, I think Lavalin Dalish clan, and apprenticed to its leader and guide, the Keeper. Actually, let's see if this works before I get started, because I am going to use the import that I have. Oh, let's see if I can do this. Aha, I can do this over here. Alright. I could go back to the there's something called the Dragon Age Keep, and I could, if you wanted me to, I could um, play through it to show the story up until now. But for now, I won't. So I have time to do what I do. Close this right now. That did not go well, huh? So this is their sort of new thing that they do. Instead of like doing the way in instead of doing it the way that Mass Effect does it, which is um literally carrying it over, you have this tapestry thing and you could sort of make your own choices, but I did have these actual playthroughs and these are the choices I made. So this is the story up until now.
If you believe the stories, mankind's pride gave rise to the Darkspawn. Countless in number and toxic to all life, Darkspawn search endlessly for an archdemon. When they find one, Darkspawn armies surge up from their corrupt barrows beneath the ground, and a blight begins. Grey Wardens are the only warriors capable of destroying an archdemon, and history always honors the one who sacrifices all to kill the beast. In the fifth Blight, the Warden was the hero of Ferelden, a mage living in the Circle Tower at Lake Calenhad. Drawn into an escape plot by another mage, the hero became snared in the Circle's dangerous politics. Duncan, a Grey Warden, helped the mage escape to a new life as a warden. The allied Ferelden and Grey Warden forces met in Ostagar, where King Kaelin's armies and a host of wardens gathered, ready to destroy the Darkspawn. But valor turned to despair as Loghain betrayed his king. Kaelin's forces were slaughtered, and the South was lost. The hero, now a full-fledged Grey Warden, survived with the aid of Flemeth, the mysterious witch of the wilds. Joined by Flemeth's daughter, Morrigan, and a Grey Warden named Alistair, the hero set out to build an army strong enough to abolish the Blight. With the traitorous Loghain now seated on Ferelden's throne, the Warden sought help from the influential Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. However, they arrived in Redcliffe to find the town under siege. As each night, undead rose in waves and assailed the battered village. With the hero's help, the people of Redcliffe stood fast against the undead horde. The Wardens reached Arl Eamon's castle only to find the Arl lying at the edge of death, and his court fallen into madness. To save his father's life, Eamon's young son, Connor, had made a deal with a demon, and quickly fallen victim to its possession. The hero intervened, freeing Connor from possession and breaking the demon's hold over Redcliffe. But deals with demons are never straightforward. The demon agreed only to save Eamon's life, not restore him to health. Arl Eamon needed a miracle to recover. The hero located an urn containing the sacred ashes of Andraste, which were said to cure any ailment. The urn was protected by ancient traps, tests of will, and a dragon-worshipping cult that wanted to twist the urn's power to its own ends. The urn remained pure, but mysteriously disappeared after the Wardens departed. Only the temple dedicated to it still stands. With a pinch of the ashes, the hero restored the Arl to health. Informed of Loghain's treachery, Eamon swore his political and military support. The circles of Magi are bound by oath to aid the Grey Wardens in times of blight. However, Lake Calenhad's tower could offer little help. One of its mages, Uldred, had become possessed by a pride demon and was twisting other circle mages into abominations. The hero fought to the top of the tower and defeated Uldred, saving the remaining mages. Grateful for their lives, the mages joined the Warden's army. The allies gained at the Circle were not the only soldiers to join the Warden's forces, however. Dalish elves don't usually make alliances, but even deep hatred can be set aside in the face of oblivion. An ancient curse was destroying Ferelden's largest Dalish clans, turning the elves into werewolves. Zathrian, the clan's keeper, claimed that the cure required the heart of the great wolf, Witherfang. Years before, Zathrian himself had afflicted a group of humans with the curse that now ravaged his clan. As long as he lived, the curse endured. The hero freed the werewolves from the long-standing curse, and the Dalish joined the Warden's forces. Blights may happen hundreds of years apart, but the dwarves who live below the surface of Thedas fight Darkspawn every day. No one is better schooled in battling Darkspawn than the warriors of Orzammar, except perhaps their allies of old, the Grey Wardens. The hero arrived in Orzammar in the wake of King Endrin's death to find political factions fighting for control of the dwarven capital. Only the vote of a venerated paragon could break the deadlock to elect a ruler, and order the dwarves to honor their Grey Warden treaty and join the battle against the new Blight. The hero set off to find a paragon named Branka, who had disappeared into the Deep Roads in search of a legendary artifact, the Anvil of the Void, created by the renowned smith Caridin to forge mighty war golems. The hero helped Caridin destroy the Anvil of the Void, along with the dark secrets that could trap a living soul inside a mechanical construct. The hero emerged from the Deep Roads with a master-forged crown to bestow the Paragon's favor upon whichever rival candidate would be crowned king. Balin, the youngest son of King Endrin who was suspected of foul play, or Haramont, the aging traditionalist backed by the Dwarven Assembly. Lord Haramont claimed the crown of Orzammar. His traditionalist values keep dwarves first in all things, and safely as far underground as possible. With Dwarden's strength now bolstering the Warden's army, the hero had to deal with Loghain so Ferelden could stand unified against the Darkspawn before the Blight swallowed the world. The kingdom of Ferelden stood divided. While some nobles supported Logain's regency, others condemned his inaction against the Darkspawn. Civil war brewed, and Arl Eamon called a landsmeet in hopes of curtailing the conflict and removing Logain from the throne. Logain was found guilty of treason, and the hero carried out his execution in Denerim's palace. As the Warden's united army massed in Redcliffe, the Darkspawn overran Denerim, laying siege to Ferelden's capital city. The hero's army fought valiantly through Denerim and broke the Darkspawn's siege. On Fort Dracon's highest tower, the hero's strongest allies fought alongside the Warden in a final heroic battle against the massive Archdemon. The Archdemon was killed without the sacrifice of a Grey Warden's life. With no Archdemon to lead them, the Darkspawn scattered. Most fled underground, still teeming in number and always seeking a new Archdemon to awaken. The shattered kingdom of Ferelden embarked on a long journey to recovery. In the Blight's aftermath, strong leadership was crucial. Alistair, King Caelin's half-brother, and Queen Enora, Caelin's widow and daughter of Logain, joined in a political union. Together, they ushered Ferelden into a new era. Ferelden still stands, as obstinate and resolute as the Dog Lords ever are, but the events of the Fifth Blight loom over it as the nation rebuilds. For people across Thedas, legends of the hero of Ferelden remain the nation's brightest beacons of hope during its darkest times. It all began in Kirkwall, the fall of Knight Commander Meredith, the Kunari Uprising, and of course, the Chantry's destruction and the onset of Mage Rebellion. One person always stood amidst the swirling chaos: Hawke, the champion of Kirkwall. The Hawke family fled Lothering, refugees from the Blight. Leandra, mother of the champion, and siblings Bethany and Carver hoped to find refuge at her family's estate in Kirkwall, far to the north. As a mage with a family legacy of magic on both sides, Hawke naturally became involved in the events that ultimately led to the Mage Rebellion. The Hawks escaped the Blight with the help of Aveline Valen, a warrior and family friend. It's said that the family was also aided by Flemeth, the notorious Witch of the Wilds. Hawke's sister Bethany never reached the Free Marches. She was killed by Darkspawn while defending her family. The family's first years in Kirkwall were difficult. Leandra's brother Gamlin had lost the family fortune. The Hawks lived in poverty, forced to indenture themselves in return for entrance to the city. To pay off the debt, Hawke was forced to work for a gang of smugglers. All the while, Hawke and Carver did their best to hide Hawke's magic from the Templars. Opportunity eventually struck in the form of a dwarf named Bartrand Tethras, who was planning an expedition to the Deep Roads. It was a long shot, but with gold gained from the expedition, Hawke could free the family from its criminal creditors and further Templar scrutiny. Hawke met a rogue Grey Warden named Anders, who possessed detailed maps of the Deep Roads. These maps were crucial to the expedition's success. Once Hawke obtained them, everything else fell quickly into place. Carver joined Hawke on the expedition. The siblings found ancient dwarven treasure and a statuette formed from a strange red lyrium. Carver fell victim to the blight that suffuses the Deep Roads, but Anders led him to a group of Grey Wardens who were able to save his life. The gold Hawke recovered from the Deep Roads brought back Leandra's stately childhood home in Hightown. The Hawks had barely settled into their new home when Leandra was murdered, a deeply sinister and twisted killing. Hawke hunted down Quentin, the blood mage responsible, but could not prevent Leandra's death. Leandra's tragic death was part of a critical problem facing Kirkwall: rising tension between the city's mages, who felt increasingly oppressed, and Templars, who grew increasingly suspicious of their activities. Adding to the strain, A large contingent of Kunari had also established themselves in Kirkwall, much to the growing discomfort of the city's rulers. After their dreadnought was shipwrecked many years before, a group of stranded Kunari were allowed to remain in a cordoned-off area in Lowtown. As time passed, the Kunari made no effort to return home and offered no explanation about why they remained. Tensions rose to a breaking point. Revered Mother Patrice, convinced the Kunari were a threat to the Chantry's faith, incited violence between the Kunari and the Kirkwall populace. Hawk knew that Patrice would bring about unnecessary conflict. Though the champion tried to stop her, Patrice orchestrated the murder of Seamus Dumar, a Viscount's son and a recent convert to the Qun. When her crime was discovered, a Kunari assassin killed her. After Seamus was murdered, the Arishok of the Kunari group lost patience with the humans of Kirkwall. They would now submit to the Qun or die. The Kunari struck hard and fast. They took the palace in Hightown and beheaded the Viscount to immediately quash any resistance. Aided by Knight Commander Meredith and First Enchanter Orsino, Hawk reached the palace and stood toe-to-toe with the fearsome Kunari leader.
That fight sucked.
Hawk fought the Kunari leader. The fierce battle resulted in the Arishok's death and the liberation of Kirkwall from its brief occupation. The Kunari quickly withdrew from the city entirely. Hawk saved Kirkwall and earned the grudging respect of the city's Templars, mages, and nobility, along with the title that history remembers, the Champion of Kirkwall. Kirkwall's problems were still not over, however. After Viscount Dumar's death, Knight Commander Meredith took power and blocked all attempts to appoint a new Viscount. Under Meredith's command, the Templars tightened their grip on the mages, planning to suppress what Meredith saw as a growing rebellion. Anders, who spent years fighting for justice and freedom for his fellow mages, saw that the time for negotiation was past. He destroyed Kirkwall's chantry, killing hundreds, including Grand Cleric Elthina. This single act began a rebellion that spread from circle to circle, until all circles of Magi had risen up in defiance against Chantry rule. Though Anders had done the unforgivable, something stayed the champion's hand. Anders survived the day, although many others did not. Fighting spread swiftly through the city. Some mages rebelled openly, many of them succumbing to possession. Templars turned their swords on mages who rebelled and on those who did not. As First Enchanter Orsino refused to bend to the Templars, Knight Commander Meredith demanded that every mage in Kirkwall be put to the sword. Hawk saved many mages from Templar blades, keeping them from succumbing to possession or the temptations of blood magic. In the end, however, Hawk was forced to strike down Orsino, who had betrayed his own values by resorting to blood magic himself. The battle proved one thing. Knight Commander Meredith had gone mad. Hawk saw the truth of it when Meredith unsheathed her sword, and the red lyrium idol from the deep roads was embedded within it. The blade fueled her hatred and paranoia, as it had for months. After a horrific battle, the red lyrium of the Knight Commander's sword consumed her as she died. Meredith became a statue, her face a frozen mask of horror. Little is known of the champion since that final battle. However, Hawk's story lives on in legend and song. Memories of the indelible changes the champion of Kirkwall brought to the face of Thedas. The Mage Rebellion in Kirkwall was felt throughout Thedas, the news spreading like wildfire. The Templars clamped down in response, but each new restriction only made things worse. Led by Grand Enchanter Fiona, the mages voted for independence. The Circle of
We're gonna stop that there, because I don't even know what that part was. So that was Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2. And now, Dragon Age Inquisition. And while it's loading, I'll be right back. Alright, now then, let's get started. So this is my mage run. And what I was saying was that I typically, my warden, my champion, my warden, hawk, and the inquisitor are all going to be mages in this one. We'll just go ahead and do hard. No idea how well it will look. I typically am one of the people who plays guys because I'm a guy. I mean, I've never, especially in MMOs, I've never been a person that's like, oh hey, it's not working. Why is it not working? Let's do this. Um, hey, there it is. Working now. But something about Bioware's, I don't know. I always tend to prefer like Bioware's abilities with their female voice actresses. It's just they're just really good. Sorry, I'm just watching the stream to make sure it comes through because I didn't set it up for Dragon Age Inquisition, so I don't know if I need to go back and change something. So, it's not working. Hmm. Wait, there it is. Let me just do something good. Oh, it should. Okay, now it should work. So, fine. Sorry, guys. Okay, that should be good. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna play Dalish Elf, enslaved long ago by humans. Most elves still live as second-class citizens within human cities. Elves who reject this life are known as the Dalish, nomadic wanderers who strive to keep their ancient elven religion and traditions alive. You grew up in the wilderness, a member of the Lavalan Dalish clan, and apprentice to its leader and guide, the Keeper. The clan wandered the northern free marches, and you had little need to interact with humans until the Keeper sent you to the Chantry's conclave as a spy. What happened there, she said, would impact not only the Dalish, but indeed all elves. She could not have known how right she was. So, but yeah, I typically, and so now I'm importing that to see if that was this question. I typically, I just like BioWare's ability to pull their performances from their female voice actresses. Just, anyway, let's get started. So I didn't beat it the first time. Like I said, I have an active playthrough. I've gotten decent amount in, but I hadn't beat it, and I got stressed. And I got to one map that I didn't like. It just kind of completely kicked me out of the mood state and everything. Um, Combined with the stress of the situation, I just completely fell out. But I do remember wanting to finish this before Andromeda comes out. But so this whole stream is probably going to be absolutely nothing but character customization because it takes for freaking ever. What is the difference? Lighter freckles. Darker freckles? This is light. A bit more color, I think. Yeah. It's a bit too much though, doesn't it? Okay, there we go. I told you this is going to take a long time. can't do. You can never do hair. Excuse me. You can never do eyes before you settle on your hair. And bald is not what we're going with. I think she'll probably end up looking very similar to the first one. I mean, I am not a big fan of the hair choices though, because it's basically none of them. Man, I went the wrong way. That's the only one I actually can stand. Wait, no, there's no problem. That's interesting. Was
I just hope I can help. I just hope I can help.
You leave me no choice!
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
You leave me no choice!
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
making progress, making progress.
I just hope I can help.
There's clipping, and I don't care. It never really bothered me as much as apparently it bothers so many other people. They're like, man, that clipping thing is good. It's like, dude, get over it. It's fucking clipping. Who gives a shit? I don't mess with things too much, then they look weird. I always try to see what changes what forward. This is forward. See, the bad thing about this is there's so many options, and it just all starts to like run together almost. It was like, what did I do? I think I have to do like the original as well. I mean, it's big though. I like the bigness. I always like I don't really tend to like playing humans. I always like making my elven characters just slightly off. come together. What now? Over me. Here's where it just starts to be like just it's like, yes, I understand you want to do this, that, and the other. Here's a fun part. Now, this part I have to admit, like, that looks like something supposed to be around. You can invert it. Actually, I almost kind of like that more because it's more like jewel-ish. You can't see it as much though. I think that works. Hey, we're almost there. We've got the eyes. Now, see, noses I don't like messing with because if you start messing with the nose, then you can mess things up pretty badly. It's one of the few areas where I really don't like changing it too much to mess it up. It's already too much. No, it's not working. Why is it not working? This DAI is just greedy like that. Maybe. I guess it's just greedy. Um, This is when it starts getting weird. Like, I don't know how to judge this. This is not much of that. This is just champions. Better, these will just invariably mess something up. Let's see, some scars. This kind of linked one of them. This one's sort of oddly unsubtle because it's like subtle here, and then it's like kind of grotesque right there. This one looks like she tripped and fell at some point, but it's okay. Aha! I'll say. I didn't even see that part of it. Oh, that's fascinating. It's like a whole bunch of different parts. See, right. Where's one I actually like, though? Okay, so there's that. With this one thing. Where's this one? That's not bad. one right there is not actually bad. I think I like that. Like it's just subtle. You know, that's, you know. Oh, I like this right half. It makes her feel like sorry almost. That looks like a pretty snazzy looking tattoo. It wasn't the one I was gonna originally go with. I'm happy passing that. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to decide if I want to go into all the makeup stuff. Hmm. What do you think?
I just hope I can help. How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Govnevaya. And here we go.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
You think I'm responsible?
Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is. or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need her, Cassandra. I can't believe it. All those people. Dead.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember... running. Things were chasing me and then... a woman?
A woman?
She reached out to me, but then...
Go to the forward camp, Liliana. I will take her to the rift.
What did happen?
It will be easier to show you. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world. Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is, and you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
I understand.
Then...
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
They have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
And now, Grand Inquisition.
My Creator, judge me wrong. Find me well within your grace. Touch me with fire that I be cleansed. Tell me I have sung to your approval.
So,
Open
hello.
the gate. We are heading into the valley.
A little sort of interesting side effect of having a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor is that most of the cutscenes in just about any game so far are designed to work. There's a bodies designed to work in a 27-inch, so you can actually see 100% the difference of what it's like going from a 34-inch 3440 by 1440 monitor and a 27-inch 2560 by 1440 monitor when you go from a cutscene to a non-cutscene to the in-game portion. Oh. So this would be the 27-inch.
The pulses are coming faster now. The larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was. Everything farther in the valley was laid waste, including the Temple of Sacred Ashes. I suppose you'll see soon enough. Stay behind me!
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
All right. Have it your way.
Wait. You don't need a staff, but you should have one. I cannot protect you. I should remember you agreed to come willingly. Take
All right.
these potions. Maker knows what we
Come on.
face.
Where are all your soldiers?
At the forward camp or fighting. We are on our own for now.
So I remember the very first time I touched this game and had literally absolutely no idea what I was doing. Someone around. You never get back your first time. There's this sense of just exploring and newness. I mean, and there's a part of you, I imagine in a way it's kind of like wanting to grow up. When you're little, everybody else is an adult. That's all you want to do. That's all you want to do is you want to be an adult. And it's kind of like that with it's kind of like that with with games. The first time you drop into a game, you have no idea what you're doing. And all you want to do, depending on you know, what kind of game are they? You have like explorers, and you have um,
There! Watch out! If we
Interesting.
flank them, we may gain the advantage.
and you have different, you know, mindsets. Some people are, um, you know, explorers. Some people are gatherers. Some people like the lore. So you know, everybody has their own sort of reason for gaming and what they get out of gaming. But I know one of the things, you know, when I first dropped into a game, I always just have this sort of disconnect, right? Because you know, it feels like I should already know, even if it's a game I've never played before, it feels like I should already know what I'm doing. I should already be able to do this and the other, but you can't do that without experience, which is fine. It's just, you know, how the system works and you know, things like that. But what does this actually look like? So aside from anti-aliasing, this is pretty much the highest settings I can put it on. Actually, it looks not that bad on the stream. Not as good as it looks on my computer, but not that bad. I can maybe tweak my streaming settings a little bit higher. So I can already sort of feel how
Up on the hill. It attacks from a distance.
no, Cassandra, go attack them. Feels like even my system's straining a bit to play this at a sort of decent, you know. Well, not now, but some of the cutscenes felt a bit off, so I don't know. I don't want to really mess with anything quite yet. I mean, it looks decent, and I guess if somebody complains, I can. If anybody watches it, number one. But if anybody watches it and then complains about the quality, I can see if I can tweak it up a little bit more to make it look a little bit better. This is actually an amazing looking game, I'm not even gonna lie. It's gorgeous. But anyway, what was I talking about? So like, you know, the first time you play.
Ah!
Go
They're
what?
coming from the breach.
Oh no. Anything but that. Oh, how did we dodge that? How did I dodge that? Shit, did not mean to attack them. This could go badly.
Back me up!
I don't have any of my cool tricks. Sandra, catch this dude.
I'm falling back.
How about you attack him instead? That would be wonderful. No, not me, damn it. I don't want to do that. Sandra, on the other hand. I can't control Cassandra yet? Motherfucker. Shit. But I mean, you never get back your first time. Right? That sort of newness, that sense of exploration, you never get that back. I mean, once you've done it, and once you sort of achieve that level of competency, that sort of, then you know what you're doing, then you know where you're going, you know how things work. It's a good feeling, and depending on the game. I mean, some games don't even work right. I mean, Stellaris, you have no idea what you're doing. You don't know how to do things. You don't know how to build things. You don't know what this, that, and the other means. You'll end up hurting yourself pretty badly. But so you have to achieve at least this base. And in this game like Stellaris, it's definitely sort of like there's like this base level of competency that's needed to even get to the next level of competency. So that's hopefully what happens. What hopefully happens is that you still get, just figuring things out doesn't actually ruin everything else for you. Just figuring things out is hopefully a good thing. And this just helps you get to like the next level of competency.
We're getting close to the rift. You can hear the fighting.
Who's fighting?
You'll see soon. We must help them.
Do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
You mean this?
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass-deep in demons forever. Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
It's good to meet you, Varric.
You may reconsider that stance in time.
Oh, I'm sure we'll become great friends in the valley, Chuckles.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
Then I owe you my thanks.
Thank me if we manage to close the breach without killing you in the process. Cassandra, you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is a mage, but I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well, Bianca's excited.
This way, down the bank. The road ahead is blocked.
We must move quickly.
Solus is a dick, by the way. I hate him. And in BioWare games, I try very hard to make, just be friends with everybody, make everybody happy, build up their loyalty, this, that, and the other. On my first playthrough, or my primary playthrough anyway, the one that I had going until I started this one, he hated me. I couldn't stand him. Like, everything I said, he's like, nah, I hate you. It's like, I hate you so much. There's... Don't jump on there yet. There's threads posted... Oh, Unbound Key. That's fantastic. I don't even know what I did. Oh, speaking of which... I should start doing the whole... Did it save?
Demons ahead!
Your face is ahead.
You brought me now, Seeker?
There it is. There's the saving. I did not ask you to go to that. He's kind of dissipated. That's weird. I kind of go through weird periods where I'm like really gathering a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not gathering anymore. One of the reasons why I did, aside from just the fact that that it would be weird to start streaming in the middle of the game, one of the reasons why I did want to start a new playthrough was the interesting thing about how this game handles romances, which is...
Are you innocent?
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
In other games, you know, you have some romance options. This, that, and the other. I don't know. Position you can actually. So I'm very much like I don't like. There's some people who like romance everybody until they find somebody or whatnot. Like, I'm very much like, let me see who all of my options are, and then just like stick with that one person, and like don't be unfaithful or something like that. I'm used to like spacebar being pause, but spacebar is actually pivot. That's a jump here. That's why you'll see me jump randomly when I'm trying to actually just pause it. There's definitely a difficulty jump between normal and hard though. Like I can feel it. And I'm sure I'm supposed to be.
animated through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
We will see for ourselves at the forward camp. We're almost there.
Supposed to be pausing and using the back of the camera, but I don't like doing that. So there's that. Oh, but so in here, what can happen is you can like start a romance with a character who you can't actually romance. So you'll get a decent amount down the chain with the flirting and everything, and then there'll come a point where, you know, if you flirted and whatnot, and you know flirted enough with the one specific character, depending on your character, the romance will either start, or that person will be like, "I'm not interested in you." Well, because of my playstyle and the fact that I wasn't actually used, I didn't actually expect that.
Another rift!
We must seal it! Quickly! They keep coming! Help us!
Like, the first playthrough, I sort of picked one character specifically, and then it got to that magical point, and then I realized that the person I picked I couldn't actually romance until way too late. So it was just kind of a waste almost.
The rift is gone. Open the gate.
Right away, Lady Cassandra. We are clear for the moment. Well done.
Whatever that thing on your hand is, it's useful.
So, and then like, so there were two characters, and I picked one. That's what I was waiting for. Okay. What do we want to do? Shut up! Let's see. No, I don't want you, but I need you. So and then by the time I found that out, then even though I found it out early, I had to kind of
Ah, here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who she is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Val Royeaux to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead! We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
So none of you are actually in charge here.
You killed everyone who was in charge! Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
How do you think we should proceed?
Now you're asking me what I think.
You have the mark?
And you are the one we must keep alive. Since we cannot agree on our own,
Use the mountain path. Work together. You all know what's at stake.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
The tunnel should be just ahead. The path to the temple lies just beyond it.
What manner of tunnel is this? A mine?
Part of an old mining complex. These mountains are full of such paths.
And your missing soldiers are in there somewhere?
Along with whatever has detained them.
We shall see soon enough.
frozen somehow. Anyway, so like by the time I kind of realized what I had done, I was already sort of locked in it, and I didn't want to just be unfaithful, even if it was somebody I couldn't romance in the first place. And by the time she was like, "No, I can't do anything with you," I'm fairly certain it was too late, or it felt like it was too late for me to go start a romance with the other person I was going to start a romance with. So, that sucked ass. So now I'm gonna, I mean, sure, Varric, just, knock me the fuck over. That's great. Sometimes. So this time I know who I can romance, so I'm gonna just go ahead and pursue that one person. I was like I'm like, you know what? I don't care about the whole who you can romance and you can't romance. All that's fine, whatever. I don't want to get into that argument, but what I really wish is like, if it's a person you can't romance, like don't let me start the romance. Like, why is that? That's what I don't understand, and that's what kind of annoyed me. It's just like, that's what I didn't like. Because I'm guessing it's not done like. Eek. I don't want to jump down to my death. I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's, most people don't have that sort of thing. I mean, hell, it was a big issue. Not a big issue, but it was kind of a. Eek. No, don't go out there yet.
Yes, we found the soldiers.
That cannot be all of them.
So the others could be holed up ahead.
Our priority must be the breach. Unless we seal it soon, no one is safe.
I'm leaving that to our elven friend here.
I don't mind the limitations on who you can and can't romance. I just, well, like I said, like, one of the big things of, especially going from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2 to Mass Effect 3 is whether or not, so depending on who your love interest was in 1, actually, so my canon shep is Fem Shep, and my canon love interest is Liara. So what's interesting is you don't actually have too much of a romance with Liara or any of them, because if you pick Kaidan, you don't have Kaidan. If you have Ashley, you don't have Ashley. So from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect 2, for the most part, you don't actually get a love interest. So what's interesting is they use that for Mass Effect 3, because it's like, oh, did you pick Liara in Mass Effect 1 and then you went and romanced, and then you went and romanced, like, Jack in Mass Effect 2. So, there's going to be a scene where somebody's calling you out on being unfaithful. So I'm fairly certain that's more design choice. But that means, that's one of those things where going into it blind isn't necessarily a good thing, when it kind of can fuck you over so much.
You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope it works on the big one.
Thank the Maker you finally arrived, Lady Cassandra. I don't think we could have held out much longer.
Thank our prisoner, Lieutenant. She insisted we come this way.
The prisoner? Then you...
It was worth saving you, if we could.
Then you have my sincere gratitude.
The way into the valley behind us is clear for the moment. Go, while you still can.
At once. Quickly, let's move!
The path ahead appears to be clear of demons as well.
Let's hurry before that changes. Down the ladder. That's the way to the temple.
Anyway. Now I know who I'm going to have a... Now, that is something I may actually have to look up about Andromeda. I'm trying to keep myself... I saw the most recent trailer they came out with. But for the most part, I am trying to keep myself away from any more further spoilers. So, but I may have to look up the whole love interest thing. Actually, you know what I'll probably do? I'll probably start my character.
So, holes in the Fade don't just accidentally happen, right?
If enough magic is brought to bear, it is possible.
But there are easier ways to make things explode.
That is true.
We will consider how this happened once the immediate danger is past.
What I'll probably do is start the game up and then see like who I actually want to romance. And then before I actually officially start anything, then I'll go look it up. And say, hey, is this person even romanceable? Given, you know, my character. And if the answer is no, then I won't pursue them. I will pursue somebody who is romantic. That seems like a better idea.
Temple of Sacred Ashes.
What's left of it?
I remember this. You came here.
Where you walked out of the Fade, and our soldiers found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
This is very much, I think, Pompeii. Look how fucking creepy this shit is, though, dude. Like, this... horrifying. Oh, and there's whispering. Oh, and you can actually look at that. Shit's actually moving. That's normal. I think that's healthy, really. I think that's a good thing to have happen. Oh, hey, look, he doesn't look like he died in pain. Or she, because it's kind of... Oh, that's not... I mean... Oh, there's a couple of them. One or two. You know, we tend to assume that all the corpses, well, because they're male, they don't have breasts, so... I guess it's safer if they're all guys, but... I mean... Wow, I mean, that's just painful looking. Yeah, we should not be here anymore. Sacred Ashes. You go there in Dragon Age 1. So that was a thing that happened once. Yeah, it was a thing. Oh, there's another one. He's just on fire.
You're here. Thank the Maker.
Liliana, have your men take up positions around the temple. This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
I'm assuming you have a plan to get me up there.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.
Steam makes
Now
me
is the hour of our victory. Bring forth the sacrifice.
What are we hearing?
At a guess, the person who created the breach.
Do you know this stuff is red lyrium, Seeker?
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
Magic could have drawn on lyrium beneath the temple, corrupted it.
It's evil. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone help me! That is Divine Justinia's voice.
What's going on here?
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
What's going on here?
Run when you can! Hold them!
We have an intruder. Slay the elf.
You were there! Who attacked? And the Divine, is she... Was this vision true? What are we seeing?
I don't remember.
Echoes of what happened here. The fade bleeds into this place. This rift is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily. I believe that with the mark, the rift can be opened, and then sealed properly and safely. However, opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons! Stand ready!
The Pride Demon.
Now!
The most kind of a big deal.
We must strip its defenses, wear it down. The demon is vulnerable. Now!
don't stop. Shit. I don't know where the hell she is. Ah ha ha, now I know. Come on, die, damn it. Shit.
Now! Seal the rift! Do it!
Oh! I didn't know you were awake, I swear.
Don't worry about it.
I beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a humble servant. You are back in Haven, my lady. They say you saved us. The breach stopped growing, just like the mark on your hand. It's all anyone has talked about for the last 3 days.
So you're saying they're happy with me?
I'm only saying what I heard. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm certain Lady Cassandra would want to know you've wakened. She said, at once.
And where is she?
In the Chantry, with the Lord Chancellor. At once, she said.
Poor girl. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Look some shit up. Bye, guys.